Hello, everyone. Welcome to High on Paranormal. I'm Carlos. Although I think this one is going to be called I don't know what to call it, in between the paranormal or something like that. I'm not sure. Today I have with me my nephew Andrew, my son
Hey.
Jason,
Hey.
and there I'm going to tell you why they're here in a little bit later. But sorry for not uploading any other ones. I know that so far we only got 2 episodes up and nothing else. I'm not trying to not upload. It's been very busy. Andrew's actually visiting from Florida right now. So we've been having a lot of fun. But other than that, as you know, with the baby and everything else and the holidays, so putting these fun episodes have had to be in the back burner. Um, Now let's see. The parts of these episodes they are gonna be coming up. Um, you know, been wanting to keep them simple, where the episodes itself are just gonna be true stories from stories submitted by friends and families, or that I find on Reddit or stuff like that. That they're like the real stuff, but at the same time, I got a few other things that I want to do, not to get them all confused. Like I like some of those creepy pasta stories and make believe and whatnot. So I may tell some of those as well, like SAP Foundation and stuff like that. But I will make the episodes separate for each one of them. So one it's all true, the other one would be like all fantasy and whatnot. Some of them are gonna be about lore and legends and stuff like that. Only because in the area where I live, there's um, so much real stuff that happened. Like in locations that other shows die to do investigations and they do episodes on, and I literally have them all in my backyard. Um, just yesterday, I went in with Andrew on the way back from my job, and we stopped by the Fox sisters' house in Newark, no wait, New York. So, um, with that said, it also the kids they're pretty excited to do this about the podcast. So basically, they were asking if they can maybe sometimes read a story or something like that into the podcast. And since I already make a Spanish version for this as well, I decided that what, why not just have them start their own little like. Well, actually, Andrew was the one that came up and said, "What was it you wanted to call it?"
Sober on paranormal.
Sober on paranormal, like the children or kids version of it, more not such a adult language and stuff like that. No bong hitting, weed smoking, or any of that. um, so if you got kids that they want to listen to it, that would be the safest version once they start recording episodes. We don't know really. We want to record as many episodes as possible, but they go to school, I have work, life is in the middle. We're going to try to get as many as possible throughout the year. um, but again, it's only when we can really have the time to get together and get all this set up. um, Now, what would you guys like to say? You want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. My name's Andrew. As you guys already know, Carlos, he's my uncle. I'm visiting for a bit, and ever since I heard the idea that he wanted to start a podcast, I just found it cool. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll try it out too. And I like the topic of the paranormal, it's just interesting to me. And talking about it, it's a nice outlet. And I think that I could do it with Jason too, since we could bond and it'd be just something nice to do.
So my name's Jason, and basically I've wanted to try and help with the podcast, so I found it to be a good time to help Andrew with it and doing that. So we were just planning about that, and we really hope it'll go good and stuff like that.
I don't know what they're talking like this, so you know. But yes, now we are not podcasters or anything like that. We just like the subject, decided to do something fun. Maybe find other people with stories and experiences, and we can learn some about it. And so, um, and I don't know that those like SCP Foundation stories are pretty interesting. Some of the other creepypasta stuff is pretty interesting, and so I was gonna do those myself, and I still may, like I said. But if they get to do it and they do a good job, then there it goes that. Um, so if you have any suggestions or any ideas or anything like that, I'll be posting over here and on the Facebook page when that podcast goes live with the first episode. We haven't done any of it yet. They're still planning their first episode on it. What do you guys think is going to be the first one about?
Uh,
Any
I mean,
ideas?
I was thinking about real life stories, things like things I would just find on Reddit, but you could tell like they were
Well,
from
they have to be close to what I'm already going on there because it's a spin off of
yeah.
the main podcast. So it has to be within the paranormal and stuff like that, obviously. But have you guys come across a story that you already want to use or you're
No,
still
I came
searching?
across a story. Yeah, I have
I
like 2, 3 ready.
I've also come across a story. I was thinking, like for the podcast structure, like we can talk about, like maybe it's we both find both of our stories and we share them to each other.
There you go. And then you can start choosing which ones you like best for each episode because you want to set up, where the stories kind of correlate with each other or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. And you also, that's a good, well, you already have one story, but I recorded that one. So you guys may want to re-record it with your own voice,
Yeah.
which is Jason made a creepypasta. He wrote a creepypasta about 1,000 words. And so I already recorded it for this podcast for when I do a creepypastas episode, but not for the rest of it. Oh, mom is coming in with baby Ellie, and she's not here.
Guys, I think we see a ghost.
And so from there, basically, I'm gonna be using that. Um, I'm gonna be using that story here on the adult version, but it's pretty good, and he's gonna be using it for that one too. I'm actually gonna be sending it to Darren Marler too on Weird Darkness for the Santa ones. I'm gonna submit it for you.
Hopefully he gets picked.
So now we try to do okay with this producing of the episode, but keep in mind, again, we don't know anything about it. So I literally, before starting to do this, I only use my computer about once every 6 months for work. And so I'm trying to make it enjoyable to the ear as I learn more about it, as they learn more about it. Obviously, at the end, I would like to do something like, again, Weird Darkness quality or Against the Odds or, Nightlight. Like all of those episodes are shows are really good with the production and stuff. So, but in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy the quality so far. Um, I'm gonna be giving more of these updates. These are also gonna be, maybe to break down some of the stories, talk about that puzzle of the paranormal, where basically that's the whole purpose of this, to be able to talk about how the pieces fit. For example, there's people who believe the Bigfoot it's a real entity. Great, I am one of those. There's also people who believe in aliens. I am one of those. There are people who believe in interdimensional travel. I am one of those as well. Do I believe the Bigfoot is an interdimensional being sent by aliens for some reason here in the world? No. That now is too far-fetched for me because it doesn't really make even critical thinking sense. It makes more sense in my case if there's the belief, for example, we are sent, made up or some experiment of aliens. And then while evolution that they put some kind of special gene on us, which is when we started to develop a lot faster and smarts and brains and whatnot, and you're moving the cable and it's making all of this tangle and make noises on the microphone.
Sorry.
Okay. So, in that situation, maybe Bigfoot it is a real entity that it was developing and evolving at the same times that we were like cavemans and whatnot. And then at that point, maybe they aliens did went and say, you know what, we're gonna mess with this species and see how it develops parallel to the other species. Kind of like when we take a mouse in a mouse trap in a lab or whatever, and then we take the other mouse and we put whatever on it and we see how they both behave and how they react and stuff. Maybe that's how it is all connected. And so Bigfoot is still out there. They are smart to be able to know when, some of the best information I've come across Bigfoot talks about how they actually walk and act like a species, where they have lookouts throughout the day. They are more a nighttime species. They live in caves and other locations. They bury their dead. They get ready of their ashes, just like Vikings used to send bodies on the ship in a flaming ship, just like people burns their body, buries their body so well they're never been seen again. Then you got nature, who scavenger animals and all that. They come and take the rest, if anything. So that makes more sense to me than a magical being. They can shape shift and do all kinds of weird stuff. They really just, it's kind of like an expert on the paranormal. Yes, because on exorcisms and stuff, there are hundreds of years of studies, and where has been as physically as you can be to actually seeing it, compared to an alien expert. Like how the fuck can you be an alien expert when, I'm sorry, have you studied one? Have you seen one? Have you had any kind of interaction? No, we just study and we just trying to figure something out of what we see from really, really far away.
How do you get on this date on?
There's no real way to research
because
aliens.
we got onto this subject because this is just me talking a little bit randomly about what the podcast would be and how all the pieces fit together. But you're playing with a cable and you're not paying attention like Androids.
No,
Ah.
I'm listening. You don't understand.
See, it's because of those
how I-
cables. Back in my day, we never had cables.
So,
Yeah, sticks and stones.
but that's the thing. So
Break your bones.
once we get into all of that stuff, that's what this episodes will be. It gives the opportunity to people who wants to listen to the ramble on, get to some of the talks like that in chats and conversations, or to just skip this episode and go straight to just whatever stories, the true stories, the lore, or the creepy pastas. That's why I'm separating them, because I don't. If I'm listening to a certain episode, I like to stay within that. I don't like when there's so much change back and forth that it just confuses you.
Like consistency is like good for episodes.
Yeah. So aside from that, I'm trying to get an episode uploaded as soon as possible. I got most of the recordings done and whatnot. It's just not time to do it. Usually the time that I have, I'm with a baby and she does not allow to do much stuff.
I can vouch for that. Me
No.
being in this house for a while, I can vouch that.
A while. I was there when she was
4
born.
days.
I was
is like-
been here for weeks. I can be the one who vouches.
How bad is it? If you're really like you being here since she was born. He's looking at me with like the deadest face, just like straight serious.
Okay, so I guess he fell asleep. I don't know.
Yeah, so he can't vouch. He's seen her cry like 5 times.
Okay, so that's
Okay,
what I'm
but-
asking you.
Okay,
for
but
your
he's getting
story on it.
experience about it. He's asking you about it and you're not saying anything. Like,
Like, you're
I don't
looking
get
at
it. You're just arguing for arguing.
No,
Like-
I'm
like-
saying it can get very annoying when she's there because she doesn't let time for anything. Like if you just lay her on her couch, she will cry for no reason at all, even if she's like comfortable.
Yeah.
And in the daytime, she can like, if she ever loses her like pacifier, she can find her finger, but not at night. She needs her pacifier no matter what. It's annoying.
I know, that's why I woke up 5 times just to put the pacifier in her mouth. So but when I wake up in the morning and I got 2-3 hours, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna record this episode but she's taking a nap. I just wanna take a nap. I'm gonna go ahead and take a nap. And then I end up taking a nap with her. She wakes up 30 minutes later. I'm just as tired or more. So yeah, like it gets there.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that you guys are able to pump out more episodes than me, since you guys you still got schooling, homework, and stuff, but you got a little bit more time than me.
We'll try.
And so now, I think this is enough yippity jabbering for today. Um, you actually you when you were doing that test that you sent me, like that video, the audio you recorded, like a
Yeah.
test episode.
Mhm.
What was it you said at the end? You said something.
Stay paranormal.
Stay paranormal.
Boom.
All right, I'm gonna adapt that one and keep it to myself. To also stay paranormal.
Yeah.
Quédate paranormal. Mantente paranormal. All right.
Quedarte paranormal.
No, mantente.
Mantente.
Yes, we're gonna use that one on the Spanish version.
Okay.
All right. Well, everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully, I'll be uploading stuff pretty soon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully soon. Watch out. 2025.
I don't think your microphones were plugged in properly.
Are you being serious?
Yep. So let's see how it plays.
Now,
And
what
this is
time?
what I mean by we
The
are
entire
not
time
that
I
good.
was grabbing it and I was just pushing it in just to make sure, so they have to be plugged in. There's no way.
So you were the one messing with him, and that may
So
be
you
why they were
unplugged my
sticking out.
headphones.
No, I was pushing them in.
Uh-huh.
And then I
Okay,
let go.
Sure. Uh-huh.
We'll
We'll figure out if
Alright.
this worked out or if
Well.
it's just me talking.
I hope it's just you talking.
Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
Wait, are we gonna say like the